Good afternoon. This is one of my favourite actors of all time. This is Sam Kydd. And Sam Kydd was born in Belfast. He was born in 1915 and he died 1982. He was 67 when he died, and whenever he was 13, he and the family moved off to London, and they arrived up in the Bayswater area of London. But before that, it is believed that he was born on Nelson Street in the Docks area, and later on the family moved to living beside Windsor Park, and I believe Sam, the young Sam, would have gone and watched Linfield Football Club playing, and he was a pretty good player, good footballer. But at the age of, or in and around 13, the family headed off to London. He was always involved in show business, well, mostly involved with show business to a degree in his early days. He in London he acted as a warm-up for audiences for big bands like the Oscar Rabin band, and he did impressions, and he did tap dance routines and such like. 1930 he joined the TA for a few sessions at the very least, and by 1939 he was judged good enough to be called up, and he joined the British Expeditionary Force to France, but was immediately captured and spent most of the war in Stalag prison in Poland. And he recounts all of this in a book, For You the War Is Over, which actually sold over 40,000 copies. His time in prison wasn't ill spent. He was camp theatre director, and he felt that this was very, very important to him. He felt that this raised the morale of the captured troops, and whenever after 3 years he was going to be repatriated, he actually refused. He turned it down. So instead of staying 3 years in the prison and other prisons, he spent 5, and he could have got home after the 3. After the war, he went into film and TV big time. He played mostly an irrepressible Cockney character, usually a sort of a lovable rogue, and he was just he was in the top black and white films of that time, and I'll list off some of them. You know, Sink the Bismarck, The Blue Lamp, 39 Steps, Father Brown, I'm All Right Jack, Island of Terror, Scott of the Antarctic, Dunkirk, Hound of the Baskervilles. There was hardly a film that he wasn't in. This man was just totally amazing. And it is said of him that he was one of the greatest character actors of all time and one of the most prolific. Well, that has to be true, because it is reckoned that between 1946 and whenever he died in 1982, that's a period of 36 years, it is believed that this man made 280 films, and that's on top of all the TV shows that he was in, you know. Some of these TV shows were pretty big as well. We have Crane, which I used to watch as a boy, and Orlando. I used to watch him in that as well, which was a sort of a follow-up to Crane, because Sam Kydd was so blooming popular in Crane that they the producers and directors of these films decided, well, we're not going to lose this man. We'll use him some more. So he just his face kept popping up everywhere. Started with Patrick Allen in Crane, of course, and then he, as I say, he got his own series, Children Adventure series. Crane, you know, there were 16 million people watching Crane every week. You know, this was not Mickey Mouse stuff. And it ran for 30, his shows ran for 36 episodes, or 39 episodes. And Sam Kydd's Orlando, it ran for 76 episodes. You know, how this man packed what he did into, you know, into his life as regards films and TV, it just was unbelievable. I've done the calculations, and I reckon he must have been producing between 7 and 8 films, you know, a year. And many of the films that he was in, he's not even credited. So, it's just unbelievable. And then after we look at his films, he was in probably about 1,000 TV plays and series. He was in The Adventures of Robin Hood, he was in The Pickwick Papers, he was in Dixon of Dock Green, Minder, Crossroads, Coronation Street, and umpteen others. He was in This Is Your Life, and he starred alongside other comedy, well, he wasn't a comedy figure as such, but he always had a wee joke usually. But he worked with Arthur Askey, Benny Hill, Harry Worth, Charlie Drake, Hello My Darlings, Tony Hancock, Eric Sykes. And then there were the big names too, like John Wayne and Henry Fonda and Michael Caine. Unbelievable character, and he came from Belfast. In 1952, he married Pinky Barnes, and she was an international table tennis player, doubles player. And how I fell in with her, you know, that's probably another story. They had a son called Jonathan Kydd, and if you look up his website, you'll find umpteen, you know, clips, film clips, and everything else about his father. Jonathan Kydd is you know, is following in his father's footsteps. And this is his website. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a voiceover, filmmaker, and musician. He's pretty prolific as well in his output. And I've looked through his website, and it's pretty good, and I'd encourage you to check it out. But if you go to the menu bar right over here, it's all about his dad. And there it is. And he's, at the minute, I think he's writing a book about his father, because his father left an unpublished biography, and he hopes to call it maybe Just Kidding, and it should be out soon, maybe this year or maybe the following. So there's a lot of stuff in here about Sam Kydd, if you're interested. And as I say, I am interested. There he is with Tony Hancock. Oh, what a character was Tony Hancock. And there he is. He was in with Peter Sellers as well. There he is over on the right. You just about to see him. Oh dear, oh. You know, there's no holding this man back. So, Belfast man, Sam Kydd, and you've got to ask yourself, and I have videoed blue plaques round Belfast and beyond over the years now since I started videoing. And you've got to ask yourself, where is the blue plaque honouring Sam Kydd. You know, Belfast City Council. Could you get that sorted? Because many people would like that to be done. Okay.